What's good? My telephone fucking terrorists. What is going on in Ecom in 2019? Well, it's that these e-commerce YouTubers and dropshippers are lying to you, or at least being intentionally misleading. So they will give hopefully you will purchase their intangible service for some sort of course in participation of dropshipping. And in this video, I am going to explain why. What's going on, guys? It's the Last Honest Entrepreneur, and if you've been watching some of my videos and you liked it, you know, the big red button's right here. The like button's probably somewhere around here, but as you guys know, I will actually bring the like button up again at the end of the video to see if I have earned your like. Because I think why I've garnished the small success that I have on this channel is because I am a very honest YouTuber in relation towards financial endeavors and financial independence, and I feel like my viewership really recognizes that. And in this video, we're going to continue to be honest in jeopardy of my own ridicule, because I'm going to tell you guys something that I've noticed other e-commerce owners, private label business owners, and also dropshippers myself that do something in which a lot of these top e-commerce YouTubers like Hayden Bowles, King Com, and other big name e-commerce YouTubers, they actually have general stores. And I'm going to go into why I think being niche predicated might be the best thing you've ever done for your store, might seriously increase sales, and it's actually what I've seen other vastly successful dropshippers do. In fact, as we're just going to jump right into this video, I'm going to tell you about, well, I have good friends who do this for a living that actually encouraged me to do this about 3 years ago, before Shopify ever became popular, before I would say almost before dropshipping itself became popular. And one of them drives a Maserati. The other one isn't just a dropshipper. He actually has a private label company, but he drives a Lamborghini. I'm only saying this not to drown in my own hubris, but to tell you guys that these men have been quite successful in dropshipping, and I think that what bases some of their success, or the reason that they've been successful, is that, guys, a lot of these YouTubers will tell you that having a general store is the thing to do. But in my personal experience, that's not necessarily the case. And on my social media, what I do is I simply irrationally pander to an audience. I irrationally pander to the audience. So what does that mean? Well, as I tell you, the man who's very successful who does this, he has health and wellness Instagrams that are niche orientated towards vegans, even though he himself is not even a vegan. He will then, once the social media has become popular, then present links in which it links back to his own landing page, which is his dropshipping store. A lot of these media advocations will tell you that general stores is the way to go, but I've done this for a very long time, and I've also seen other people be very successful dropshipping. I myself am self-employed doing this, and me or anyone that I know has a general store. Literally no one. I know people that have been self-employed through e-commerce, and none of them have true general stores. And people like King Com, I'll go ahead and post his profile for his YouTube right there, and I'll actually link to my last video. In my last video, I explained why niche predication is extremely important, because you need to pick the winning products and then build the media following or the media infrastructure around the products that are preferable to your profit margins. And the reason why that is because Yeah, I already had spoken about this in the last video, but believe it or not, finding what Hayden Bowles calls the banger products, the finding winning products in dropshipping is actually kind of difficult, and the likelihood of finding a product that has a perceived value of about $20, $15 to $30, when in reality the product costs around $5 to $10, and as well is getting tens of thousands of purchases recently, is actually quite difficult. Believe it or not, there are not with that criteria, there are not as many products that fit that criteria as you guys would probably think that there is. And that's why I tell you, get a product catalog, select 50 of them, find them, identify what makes a winning product, and then after that, start a new store with everything that you've learned so far. I'd rather not go into that because I've already gone over it in this video. But people like King Com, they advise you, they tell people that they have a general store, and they also advise people to do that. But the problem with that assumption is that what you're really saying, if you have a general store, is that you can ad copy anything. What you're basically saying is you can sell anything. The problem with this idealistic thinking is that, well, if you can sell anything, or you can find the right ad copy for anything, well then everyone would just have a general store. What I've found has a much higher conversion rate, maybe 10% or 20%, is just pandering towards an audience like fitness, and then just selling luxury items in which the emblem is something related to fitness, or sell things in relation to certain things like outdoor, and then sell things which are demanded or are considered a necessity to participate in the activity. So you would sell a solar panel, a phone case, so you can charge, so they can use the phone, while they're outdoors. The problem with this is what the rebuttal to this that I'm probably going to see from a lot of you guys watching this, and probably King Kong himself, if the man himself chooses to comment on my YouTube channel, is that, well, you can just take the ad copy, and as everyone in dropshipping knows, good artists take while great artists steal. You could just take the ad copies from the blue chip companies, and then basically just create a carbon copy of the image, and then just literally copy and paste the caption itself. The problem with this, when you're thinking in that mindset, what you're really saying is, out of these 12 advertisements that all have around the same views and around the same likes, how do I know which has the highest preferability, highest incentive, and highest conversion rate to lead back to my landing page? And I feel like if you're not going to know how to do that unless you already have the experience of selling in select niches individualistically. Because if you've never sold in select niches individualistically, you don't know what advertisement methods are best for each niche. And before you guys say, oh, there is no advertisement differences, yeah, that's where you're wrong. Because in fact, as I've found, you can actually use certain things that are very trendy, and in certain niches or certain community group interests, they just will not sell, not because the product isn't a winning product, but because your method of advertisement is unpreferable to the people in that community. Let me give you an example. In the life hack niche, I'm sure you've seen their advertisements. In fact, I can describe them to you right now. The life hack niche, mainly for things like artists' apparel, or even things like unknown items that could be used to charge something, or unknown items that could be used to clean something. What they'll have is the white column, the emojis, the surprise emojis right there. They'll have a big red arrow, and then they'll have the video of the life hack right there. So what would you do for outdoor? Well, for outdoor, what you'd usually have, and you can make this in Canva, is an outdoor forest, or some sort of greenery in the background. the item in PNG form so you can still see the background, and it's going to be more of a photography advertisement. And instead, you're just going to write the template of the product on top of the image itself. Now that's what I found has worked best for outdoor. Just to have a beautiful outdoor background, usually large pixelation dimensions, so something way beyond, I would go way beyond 1280 by 720, and then just put the advertisement literally on top of the image. It's not preferable, but I will promise you, I will do this for you live so you guys can see. That is what is most preferable for the outdoor niche. Something like fitness. What I found is preferable for fitness, believe it or not, simplicity. The women's leggings, they like the you can do the white background. You can have a line split white background with the leggings, the side shot and the lower panel, and then over here you just have a girl wearing it with the side portrait. And that's what I found is the best. You can reorganize that how you want, but for apparel related to fitness, in fact, even certain things like fitness equipment, in fact, I found sells very well in this simplistic ad copy format on Instagram specifically. But what I wanted to tell you guys is that if you were to advertise those leggings in the same way that the life hack people kind of expedite the advertisements that they create and culminate it in the same way. So you have the leggings and now you have the white bar with the crazy emojis and the red arrow. That will not sell. I don't care if it's a winning product. It will not sell because you don't know how to pander towards your audience. You don't know how to pander towards the niche that you've selected. And that's why I tell people, if you're saying that general store is the best thing to do and it is the most financially preferable thing to do, what I want you to know is you're correct. King Com is correct. But what I want you guys to know is if you are just starting this, you have not gained enough aptitude to have a general store to sell towards multiple niches. Because what you're really saying if you have a general store is that I know how to add copy and create a culmination of niche interests, and I know how to advertise it correctly. And what I would say is no, because how you learn how to advertise niche by niche is by individualistically participating in niche by niche. You are not going to really learn what is preferable in one niche without split testing that same niche. And you're not really going to be able to split test that much within a niche unless you're actually selling just within that niche. A lot of these guys say that they advocate the general store, and I see a lot of professionals, they have general stores, and what I would tell you guys is that, guys, I don't have a general store. I know people that are so successful with dropshipping. They bought mansions and retired a long time ago, and none of them have general stores. In fact, you can even look at Fashion Nova, some of the biggest stores on Shopify. None of those are general stores. Honestly, guys, I would say a general store is something that it's something that true professionals do, and I wouldn't advise it or advocate it unless you really know what you're doing. You would have to be able to know how to advertise for almost any niche and know just the right predication of how to do it and what things should be what things should be an emphasis put on. Specifically for fitness, I would say niche to the hardcore bodybuilders if you wanted to have a good conversion rate, and then just center or culminate your entire social media around that. Or if you're going to sell towards vegans, specifically irrationally pander towards vegans and veganism and write that, oh, it's the best thing ever. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I won't go more into this, but what I want you guys to know is I personally pander towards a community, and that has garnished me a far higher conversion rate than anything else I've ever done. And in fact, guys, if you're just starting, or even if you're not just starting, I feel like that is kind of the public consensus. I feel like if you're so good at dropshipping, you can have a general store and have a higher conversion rate for almost any product than whenever you were niche predicated within your social infrastructure for that product. That's very odd. And that would kind of allude to the idea that you fully know what you're doing, and that you can almost improve the efficiency of your conversion rate no more. Because if you're no longer niche predicated and your conversion rate is already higher with general sales and a general store, well then, for anyone asking the question if they should create a general store or a niche predicated store, should create a niche predicated store. Because I think just the fact that you're even questioning whether or not you can do it is proof that you probably don't have the aptitude to perform it. And that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I see a lot of e-commerce YouTubers and they tell people that a general store is the best thing, the best structure of your business, and sometimes they actually advocate beginners to do this, and I would say that's not the case. I think almost anyone should create a niche predicated store, because I think the traits and the skills that you learn from being niche predicated is the exact traits that show you how to be non-niche predicated, how to basically expand outside of one niche. In fact, I feel like if you just jump into a general store, and even if it's vividly successful, you still don't really know what you're doing, because you never really learned how to primarily focus and predicate on one niche community. And there you go, guys. That's all I want to talk about today. It's the last honest entrepreneur, and like I said before, if I earned your like, it's right here. And you know what we do here, guys. We give you the information that other mentors make you pay for, because as you guys know, that's what we're here for. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hang up the phone.